from her as far as the feeling that she's making me feel, and I'm not going to get personal, but I think you understand everything I'm talking about as far as the emotional roller coaster and the separation and how you didn't get the things that you would have liked to have had. Do you understand it? So it's her way of saying, I wish things would have been different. So it's her way of validating that she knows what you went through with that, how hard it was for you, and that she sees and understands that there's things you wish that you could have had that you didn't actually get through all of this. Do you understand it? That's what it's about, okay? So it's her way of acknowledging that that's what happened and giving you the support and the love from the other side as far as the situation. That's the way I'm going to leave it, because I'm like seeing really strong pictures with this, but they're not letting me go past the wall. Do you understand? Okay, so as long as you understand it. That's why she kept doing this, the minimal. And then she kept saying, she's not wearing it, she's not wearing it. And that's when you started saying about the ring. Perfect. All she keeps saying to me is, she's asking me to call her Dorothy, which is wonderful because she's already talked about the health complications in her name and then given something personal and specific, which is great. I'm just listening. Because I have Thomas here and the mother energy trying to pull me to the other side, which means I'll probably go down there first.
No, they just jumped into
as I ask her to step closer to me, again, my lungs get completely shut down. So I'm just asking my guide to stand between us so it's not as hard on me. She's taking my breath away. She really struggled with this and it was really hard on her. She makes me feel like she needs the oxygen for support because it's that bad. Because every time I go to attach to her and I go into her giving me sentences of love for you or any kind of like really strong loving message, my breath is completely knocked out of my system. But she's very, in this moment, she's very gracious and loving and humble. Do you understand it? And that was her personality too, okay? So again, besides them giving me their name and talking about health issues or specific dates, I want to feel their personality besides see them, because I feel like it's some of the strongest validation. And she's just very, 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 very humble. And I'm starting to see the Bible, so that's how I know she's very grounded in her faith as well. Do you understand? Perfect, good. She's showing me. And who's the Catholicism in the family? It's not her. There's someone standing behind her with praying hands in the rosary, and it's a gentleman. And that's how I know up one side or the other, there's Catholicism a couple generations back. So it's because it's a couple generations back, because it's not her. That's why I had to stop and say who's that's coming from. And it's just their way of validating religion. Do you understand it? Okay, perfect. Because they're saying she's going to recognize it. If not, it's okay. Do you understand? Perfect. Because it can be one side or the other. Because she's giving me the praying hands, she's just showing me the plain Bible. Because if she was Catholic, I would have saw the rosary with it. Then I have the gentleman just behind her doing this, and I can see the rosary wrapped with the praying hands, and it's just validating. So I know you recognize it. Good. That's what it's about. It's just the other people. Remember how I said there's other people just behind her giving support? I'm just feeling them, because as one person starts to validate their faith, sometimes 2 or 3 people will chime in. And that's okay. It's just their way of saying they're here. I'm asking her what else she wants to say. Do you not wear that ring very often? Because she's saying to me, I wish she would wear it more. You just need to get it fixed and size it down. She said, just do it. She said, just tell her to do it. It's okay. Do you understand? Because she's saying to me, she's not wearing it like she should. Do you understand? Perfect. So she just wants you, she wants you to be able to enjoy it. You know, when things are left, we're not disrespecting, you know. If someone leaves a wedding ring, okay, and you keep it in the jewelry box because you don't want anything to happen to it, they don't sit there up in heaven and go, she better never take that out of that drawer. She better never break it. No, it's not like that. They want you to enjoy those items. So it's her way of saying, that's why she was making me feel earlier, and now she's validating it now, that you wore it on occasion, and she wants you to be able to enjoy it. And she keeps saying to me, just do it, just do it, just do it. So it's about the fixing. Good, perfect. I can see the peaceful wings in front of her chest because she's standing here now. I'm just going to listen to her words. She's soft-spoken. I'm just like listening to her words because she's speaking very softly to me. And that can mean she was like that then, or it could just be what she's doing now, but she's very soft-spoken to me. She's making me feel like she wants to mother me a little bit. And that's how I know she was a nurturer. Do you understand it? Wonderful. Do you feel very close to her and you always felt nurtured by her? Did you feel very close to her and you were always very nurtured by her? I'm asking. Because as I start to attach to her energy, she makes me feel like I'm very nurtured, and it's just her making me feel how she was with as far as a mother, and about your connection together, and what you look to her as far as the admiration. Do you understand? Wonderful. She's so loving. I'm asking her, and I just said, Dorothy, what else do you want me to tell your daughter? What else do you want me to validate? What's with the sponge cake? Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It looks like a sponge cake to me. Is that it? Do you make pancakes a lot? Okay, well that looks like a sponge cake to me. Because it's not like big and thick like angel food. It feels like it's something I can put a glaze over and it's just plain. Do you understand it? Perfect. Alright, that's just the way it looks like to me. Is that one of the things you make the most of? I don't know why she's showing me this. I'm going to ask her. Because all of a sudden she was making me feel like I wanted to cut a slice of some kind of... And I don't know why she's doing it. And I feel like it's like a blunt shape. Yeah. I think it's her way of giving me other pictures of when she's been with you when you've been baking. And I'm just going to leave it. Unless there's something specific that she's trying to say to me. Because as I start to break my energy and I want to get anything else out of her that I can, that's what she's making me feel. Is there one you add cinnamon to? Is there one you add cinnamon to? Okay. As she shows me this cake, all I keep getting is, tell her to add cinnamon. Tell her to add cinnamon. I'm going to leave it because it's this cake that she's showing me. And I said, tell me what you want to talk about this. And she said, tell her to add cinnamon. So that's either you're doing it and she feels like it's not enough, or she wants you to try it. I'm going to leave that. You do whatever you want with it. She goes, just tell her to do it. I said, okay. Just like with the ring. I'm like, what is this about? And she's shaking cinnamon and I can smell it. And she keeps saying cinnamon, and I'm like, what? And she's like, just add it, just add it. So good luck with that. You'll have to let me know how that goes. I don't know if she's seeing that you're making some of the same things and she's trying to give you variety. I'm not really sure. Sometimes, I'll give you an example. There was a family member of Jeff's that I read, and they made apple moonshine, right? Apple moonshine. And a family member came through to her one time when I was reading a group or a private, I was reading a group session. And he kept saying, tell them to try blueberry. And I'm like, what is it with this moonshine? And I didn't even know they made the moonshine because it's somebody in Jeff's older generation. And I guess they had been making it for years and years. And it just happens that one of his family members was at a group that I was reading. And there was a gentleman that passed in the family, and he kept saying, tell them to try blueberry. Tell them to try blueberry. So sometimes it's just as simple as that. Like they're like, hey, they need to try this flavor because it's going to be good. I feel like it's about that. So just take whatever that cake is, pound cake or whatever it is, that she was making me feel like it's a bundt style, and I felt like I wanted to slice it like this and put icing on it. And she keeps saying, add cinnamon. So good luck with that. So you'll have to let me know how that recipe goes, because it could turn out to be your best one. Who knows? Okay, perfect, good. So I'm going to leave that. She just keeps saying, I love you. She just said, I love you. She said, there's so much more I can talk about, but they're saying to me my time is up because this lady's patiently waiting to talk to her daughter, and she doesn't have a lot of time. So she's politely actually stepping out so I can go read the young lady down here. As far as the one that was making me feel the drowning. She's... As she starts to step out, she's just very soft-spoken. I'm going to see if I can get anything else from her. Again, didn't even touch the surface with her. So much more I know she could have told me. this is what happens. They only get so many minutes to actually talk to me, so it's hard for them to like try to wrap up a whole lifetime in 5 or 10 minutes. So they just think of, okay, tell them I know that they have this, tell them I know they're wearing this is my name, this is how I passed, here's a date, and this is what I want to say, and this is the ways that I've been with them. So that's why she said what she did, which means it was important to her and I just pass it. Because all I can do is pass what they give me. So for whatever reason, whatever she told you today, it's what was important on her mind as far as what she wanted to say. And sometimes they don't always want to go into some of the more detailed experiences about their passing because they don't want you to relive those moments, especially if there's something very hard or tragic, and they want you to remember the good times, and they want you to know different ways that they're not only with you in spirit now, but just remember things that you may have of theirs or different times that you shared together. So sometimes I'll be like sitting at a racetrack with some man saying, tell him remember when we bet on the trifecta and he won like so many dollars, and like it's like their favorite story of like their great grandfather or something. So sometimes it's just old stories like that as well. So you know, I just pass what they give me, and it's what she wanted to talk about. So she's actually pulling her energy out. I'm just gonna see if I can get anything else from her. My guide just said she just said to me on the way out, Kelly, that she wants her to be able to wear the ring and enjoy it. So that was her main validation to you today, besides telling me her name and making me feel the complications with the breathing, and that she's with you when you bake. Do whatever with the cinnamon, that's all I'm going to say to you, because that was very clear to me, like 100% clear. And I'm like, what is this about? But it's just her advice to you, and that's okay. Sometimes I see you on the other side more than we even realize, as far as what's going on in our life and just different things that we're doing, that they get so caught up and so excited about just having the opportunity to actually like talk and voice their opinion because they're no longer here to offer advice, so they get excited about voicing their opinion. So I feel like that's what that was about. Okay.